Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and whatever the bloody hell you want to call yourself. We're back. We're a bit like the clap. You can't get rid of us. Now, Matt, I have been mentioning about microchipping people for about 5 years now, and all people have done is gone, ha ha ha. Quinn doesn't know what he's talking about. They'll never be allowed to do that. 5 years ago, I told you that they were going to do this. Did anybody listen? Did they? Heck. But what the hey is what it is. And syntax, they might not be microchipping the military yet. They will do soon because that's also what they'll do is they'll actually call that as their dog tags. And they'll actually treat the microchipping as a dog tag. That way, when the person goes offline, i.e., the microchip goes offline, then they'll count as dead. So they'll be decoding the military that way. But anyway,
Oh, what was that movie where they stuck the microchip in the neck? What was it? Universal Soldier?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But don't worry, they won't do anything like that. They'll never do that. What do you mean they're doing that now? Oh, bugger.
Laughs in Sweden.
Does that mean I was right? I think that means I was right. It does mean I'm right, doesn't it? How about that? And there was me talking conspiracy, apparently.
I,
But Doku, you had some things you wanted to say to people. All right, TM, look after yourself, mate.
did we lose somebody already?
Yep, Jim's got to go for a walk.
Uh, well, we haven't reached peak technology yet if you're going for walks.
That just means that they're monitoring wherever he goes. Don't worry. They know exactly where he's going. Plus, of course, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, you probably all carry around a micro transceiver with you wherever you go, telling people exactly where you are. They call it the mobile phone. Enjoy. Do I sound paranoid enough yet? Hey, Falcon.
But are you wrong?
No, I'm not, but nonetheless, being right doesn't actually matter. What matters is saying what they want you to say. And let's be honest, when was the last time I actually said what they wanted me to say? I actually don't remember that ever, actually.
See, the real question is, who are they?
Yeah, don't think it is necessarily a government. They are just useful idiots to wave in your general direction and give you someone to hate. That's all.
Oddly enough, 1984 would actually be better because at least we have the party and we have a name to put to it. Yeah, Ingsoc. And that would make things easier.
Have you heard what they want to do with 1984?
Uh, no, I haven't. All right.
Oh, are you sitting down?
Uh, well, I have a drink,
Hey, Wookie,
so
you might need it. They're going to rewrite it from the outlook of the woman that became the girlfriend of the main character in it.
what was her name? Julia?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Wait, so all right, hold on. Pause, rewind. Uh,
Yes,
they they want to rewrite 1984.
correct.
Have they read 1984?
They don't need to because it's got white people in it, and therefore white people are evil. So it's a lie. It must be all about a woman.
I'm pretty sure that one of the key points of the story is, you know, rewriting history. 2 plus 2 equals 3 if the party says so.
No,
Sometimes 2 plus 2 equals 5, but 2 plus 2 never equals 4.
it's not like we've heard anyone ever say that 2 plus 2 equals 5, especially not about a year ago, give or take.
That
And Matt, you are correct. They may well be changing it to that. That's what's frightening. He's saying about changing it to Big Zur.
I'm just gonna take a moment to process that real quick because
If we all hear him loading up a gun and preparing to shoot himself, it won't surprise me.
Well, in our glorious future, I would never be allowed to have one. So,
No, guns are evil.
goodness
Oh.
gracious, we're we're going
By
to
the way,
look.
fuck them. Okay, just so
So,
it's been said.
so we're looking at the science fiction dystopia novel that warns people of rewriting history and redefining words, and we're going to rewrite
Rewrite it. Yes.
rewrite the novel that is warning us against rewriting history
Yes.
and redefining words.
Yeah. Oh, you understand. Good. I'm glad you understand exactly what they're doing, and there's nothing wrong with it at all. Is there, citizen?
I don't even. You know what? I
Mm-hmm.
I've said this so many times.
Don't worry. They don't listen to me either.
I stopped the ride. I won off. I won a full refund. I did not sign up for this. It, it was supposed to be a warning,
Yes.
not.
Yes.
It was supposed to be a warning, not
Mm-hmm.
not a not a
Book
mission
of
statement.
details. Yeah. I
It
know. Yeah.
what the hell? It does.
Bad enough for you. And by the way, you are correct, Matt. Books are a good thing. Digital, well, that can change whenever they choose to send out an update.
Well, considering the majority of reading material is digital already, Fahrenheit 451 should be really easy.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. It
Mhm. I did mention the fact that we've gone past the 5 minutes. You don't have to, goodness gracious. You can be very honest about this.
oh, don't get me wrong, when I decide
Yeah.
to lose my mind, I will.
Okay.
I'm more beside myself because it
I told you I can derail your train.
now see that would be kinky, except kinky things are not allowed in the future, so we can't have that.
True, I do wonder how they're actually going to detail trains travelling down tunnels. What do you think? They're going to go overground instead?
Don't ask questions.
Okay. Questions are racist. Well known fact.
Well, technically yes.
Yes, I know. Good, isn't
Also,
it?
trains would also be because that's a symbol of colonialism.
Yeah, actually, it would be. After all, it was the Brits that gave trains to Africa and to India. And, well, as you know, we're colonists. Well, colonizers. Sorry, you're colonists. Get it the right way around.
And I don't know, I feel like we're just the rejects of Western society.
You think you're that good?
Oh, that's just rude.
Hey, at least you're not Mexican.
Okay. It's gonna be one of those streams, is it?
Yes.
You know what? I'm fine with it.
I thought you would be. Yeah. Anyway, you was the one that wanted to do this, and I'll come up with all of. No, no, Matt. No, no, there isn't. There is a racist, homophobic, hideous society that needs to be wiped out for the greater glory of the woke society that will come straight after it.
I mean, when they decide to colonize the moon and find a way to actually survive there, then maybe.
Oh, it won't be colonizing, it'll be repatriating. After all, they can't use the word colonizing, that's evil.
Oh no, I just realized it. Somebody tag It's a Gundam because we are moving with the advent of woke culture. Woke culture,
Mhm.
we're moving towards the Earth Federation versus the colonies.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Isn't it fun how the world's going? All of these sci fi books that were created all those years ago that everyone's laughed at, and suddenly they realize it is actually happening.
It's kind of disturbing, isn't it?
Yeah. And for all of those that know what Warhammer 40k is, how long do you think it's going to be before that becomes real? We do not need 40,000 years. We do not need 4,000 years. I'll be surprised if it takes 400.
For anybody that thought we were going to hit the golden age of technology, you,
That
you
went.
poor sweet summer children.
Yeah.
You thought we were going to get that far. All right.
Falcon would like to know what you're referencing.
In which
Probably
one?
Gundam.
Oh yeah, the original Gundam. It.
Yeah. You saying talk to anyone that can get in touch with Gundam or something? I don't bloody know what you're talking about, but hey, I'm sure you
Oh
do.
well, it's a Gundam as a YouTuber, and he would probably
All
laugh
right.
at this.
Oh, okay.
You're going to have the woke colonies, and then you're going to have the based Earth society. And
Stop it. Stop it. Do not call them colonies. They are repatriation centers or possibly COVID centers, dependent.
oh, there's so many more jokes to make there. Damn it, Jensen! Damn it, Jensen! It. If you test positive, you just have to go to the off-world colonies. I promise it's not Blade Runner,
Mhm.
but it might be. Maybe.
Welcome to the off-road colonies, where life will not be a struggle and everything will be glorious. Just go in there and take a shower and breathe deep. It's good for cleansing.
I'll be.
Did you?
I'll be curious to see how long this channel lasts.
About 15 minutes.
We're just talking about soap, Susan. What do you have against hygiene?
Exactly. Like, is she suggesting that she's supporting anti-vaxxers?
I mean, if
We're
you're
just trying
against,
to get people vaccinated. Interesting. Are you telling me that YouTube says vaccination is a lie and that people who get vaccines should be shot? How dare they say that? Who the bloody hell is this? Last challenger? You know him?
I don't know, but welcome. Also, question of curiosity: if we're pushing vaccines, wasn't that technically a product of Western medicine?
Yeah, but it's probably built up due to the depredations caused to the one true people.
Oh, it's Brian the Observer.
Thank you. All right, that helps. Hey, mate.
But yeah, if we're pushing vaccines on the world, it is that medical colonization?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
so where where does everyone fall on this one? Because last I checked, that was a no. That was a
Hmm.
bad boy thing.
Yeah. Oh God, not again.
Don't you just love the mental gymnastics?
Yep. I don't know who you are, but you can just go away. They've. Yes, I just blocked somebody. Probably the first person I've ever blocked on this server. It's one of those random porn site advertisers. Just to let
Wait,
you know,
we're we're getting those now?
we're getting them. We're somebody.
Wow.
I
I
know.
I wonder why.
Hmm.
That's the bigger question.
Yeah.
Oh
From
no.
s- from
Are they
syntax to clarify, they're pushing vaccines that they are invested in. She is completely correct there.
Yeah, she's not wrong.
So that
I
means they're making money while pushing this. Oh, sorry, while forcing this vaccine on people. And YouTube is again an anti-vax society who is going to be standing against us trying to provide vaccines for everybody. How dare they?
Oh no, I just realized something.
Hmm.
We
By the
have
way, Nerd, apparently that actually works. Carry on.
Well, we have government officials that are buying stock in companies that are apparently giving us free vaccines that work.
Yes.
Yes, I said work. So
Yes.
don't hate us, Susan. But at the same time, Mr. Elon colonize Mars Musk is the most evil person to live. Oh, wouldn't you want to be on the spaceship? It, I cannot follow the logic train at this point in time. This Monopoly game is too confusing.
Yes. Yes, it is. You thought that standard Monopoly was hard. My God, that was creative 2-year-old children in comparison to the crap show we've got nowadays.
Oh no, we've moved from 4-dimensional chess to 5D Monopoly.
Yeah, pretty much.
It can only get worse. Strap in, boys and girls.
Are you horrified yet?
It's gonna be a wild ride.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the
Oh
way, just so
goodness.
everyone knows, none of what we're talking about was what he was planning to chat about. This is just me coming up with random rubbish.
I mean, this is kind of just every day that ends in Y.
True. And Brian, COVID won't follow us to Mars. It's going to Mars. That will be the off-world colonies.
Oh, what happens if we crash the colony into? Oh god, we've gone full Trigon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yes, I'm a weeb. I don't care what anybody says.
Get your ass to Mars. No, you're not wrong. You are not wrong, Leonard. But yeah, isn't life really going to get exciting all of a sudden?
It's not already.
Would it matter if it was? You tell people things, they don't listen, and they just think you're crazy. And then a few years later, they say, "Oh my God, this is happening," and you just sit there going, "But I mentioned it's like okay. Imagine 5 years ago you told people about COVID, and you gave them all these wonderful, glorious details about COVID, and they called you absolutely crazy, and you got no idea what you're talking about, and you're just mad. And then you get to now. How much would you sit there and laugh at people? Honestly,
I mean, if you're asking me, it wouldn't surprise. It wouldn't be surprised at all. I'd just say how much worse can it get?
it could be much worse. We could end up with Jacob being there. Has he come in yet? No. Okay, cool.
Goodness. Although I do
And
have to point one thing out.
go on.
So we've progressed, no pun intended. We've progressed this far down the proverbial rabbit hole.
Yes.
We still don't have giant robots.
Wrong. I like this because he's going to go, what?
You have my attention.
Yeah, I thought I did. Didn't you know the Japanese are actually trying to work a way of creating a Gundam?
I saw them. I saw they had the that one Gundam, but that, let's be honest, that's not combat ready.
Not yet. Yet. It's a good word, yet. I like the word yet. Yet is probably one of my favorite words that
Mhm.
can be said. And even Matt is saying Japan's working on it. Yeah, Gundams will end up real.
Uh, all right, you know what? I stand corrected then.
Yeah.
Do they work in space though? Oh no,
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're about to make a big mistake. So think about what you're about to say.
Syntax, are you still in the chat? I think Metamaterials might have a might have a new client. We need space. We need space operable robots.
Mm-hmm. Won't take long. I'm telling you.
Just
At the end of the
saying,
day,
I'm just saying, Lockheed Martin, SpaceX, Japan, giant robots.
yeah.
It,
Don't forget, nerd. Apparently, they're also working actually on making actually genetic cat girls. So my dream may well be happening. And won't that be fun when they become real?
At that point in time, I'm
Ordering
I'm
two.
I'm going to need my investment in metamaterials and everything else to really come to fruition because I'm going to be drinking a lot of fucking whiskey, just wondering how the hell did we get here?
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't forget they'll be making catnip flavored whiskey soon.
Don't feed the cat girls catnip flavored whiskey.
Why not? I'm actually being really serious now. Why not?
It's your grave, not mine.
Hey,
I'll
fun,
be on
won't
my
it?
way to Mars.
Ah, so you admit you are a colonist. You are a colonial. I
Oh
knew it.
no, I'm dirty white colonist.
You can't actually win here. I'm just letting you know. Okay, they have set it up, and again we're back to the word they. They have set it up so as you can't actually win.
None of these jokes are even intentional. They write themselves.
But you're saying jokes, but we're seeing it actually happening. How can you call it a joke if it's real? Or are you just sitting there laughing at it?
According to CNN, I'm a conspiracy theorist.
What are you talking about? According to Twitter, I'm what's it? A conspiracy bot? Remember?
You know, it's kind of funny when the conspiracy bot is actually more accurate than the freaking news network. Also,
Mm.
we didn't bring this up earlier. Don't you just love the fact that Facebook comes out and openly admits, oh, our fact checkers are just opinions?
Oh yeah, that's glorious, isn't it?
It's like, wait, so it's a fact check, but it's just an opinion, but it's a
Yes.
fact check. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure that that's not what a fact check means.
But they can use the word opinion to protect themselves, so it's an opinion. It's an opinionated fact check. There you go.
You know, funny enough, I know Sen in the chat will appreciate this one. There was a hedge fund that came out and wrote a hit piece article about metamaterials, and they were stating, oh, uh, they have a fake medical glucose reader, which is in medical trials, and then this laser reflective film that's not a thing, even though we were yeah, and we had a contract with Airbus. And oh, by the way, the head of their research department actually joined Meta. Oh, by the way, you can also go to Meta's website and you can actually buy glasses that are use this laser reflective film. They're $1,000. They're expensive, but you know it works. Or the largest microwave company in the world. They build over 1,000 units. Also came to Meta to make new microwave doors because you have to keep that radiation inside.
Mm-hmm.
But all this is fake, according to them.
Hmm.
But I've noticed some people haven't pointed out something about and I will call them out by name, Crisdale Capital, aka Mr. I got arrested for driving drunk in the Hamptons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a little disclosure section at the end of the stuff they post where what we post on Twitter is that's just our opinion. It's like, oh, so you can state a bunch of things that are not even objective fact, but literal lies. But it doesn't matter because oh, it's just an opinion.
And they can still ban you for disagreeing with their opinion. Don't forget that bit.
It's quite funny how that works. You can't sue us. It's just an opinion.
Yes.
Except and Sen, if you're still here, and maybe I'll bring this up on the Twitter space. tomorrow.
Hmm.
They might have a workaround when it comes to this because, yeah, they're openly lying about it, but at the same time, we don't necessarily have anything from the company itself stating that yes, these are products we produced and delivered to the end user. Maybe that's what they're banking on, where because I'll be honest, Meta's not the best company when it comes to, yeah, presenting information. And I don't really blame them for that. They want to keep their technology close to the chest, which is fine. I don't think that would not be my approach, but I understand why they would probably want to.
Pause, Doku. Can you actually see the screen? Because she is typing things to you.
Well, yeah, it is short and distort, and I did see the Rosen law form. I don't necessarily trust them. Uh, the point I'm trying to make here on this one, unless we can say distinctively beyond a shadow of a doubt that yes, we did work with Airbus to develop this laser reflective technology. Yes, we did work with Midea or Medio. I forget. I don't know how it's pronounced to make these microwave doors. Yeah, they can say this and say, "Oh, it's just an opinion," because we can't come out with real definitive, no bullshit proof. Yes, this happened. And they could argue that, yeah, where's the proof? Because I mean, we don't necessarily have it outside of an interview. Hey, we need to see the actual definitive, on paper proof. Now, if that is to be presented, which I have a feeling it probably will be, then yeah, they're screwed. It that could bring up a lawsuit, but right now it's basically them just pushing FUD. But it's kind of stupid on their part because we have high up individuals in the corporation saying, "Yes, we did this." And we have people from the corporations that we worked with to produce these things saying, "Yeah, they did that." It's kind of a bold move, but if you can open up a short and then tank the stock and then close it out quick enough, then yeah, all right, it's a bold move. It's a scummy thing to do, but if you don't if you don't cut it off at the pass, all right. I didn't get caught in the margin calls because I don't trade on margin. I don't trust that. But if you don't want the stock to continue to get hammered, we need to stop stuff like this. And the only way we're going to be able to do that is by preventing it from happening. And that's only going to come with if you have something, at least hint to it or show some sort of proof. We can't continue to keep going along the lines of, yeah, we did a thing. Wait, you have to cement it. You have to make it solid, beyond any reasonable doubt. We've our investor relations and our management has kind of been bad about that, and we need to get a lot better about that. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And maybe there's an NDA, maybe there's something in the works, maybe they can't say anything about it. I don't know. But at least with Airbus and Medea, we should be able to say, "Hey, yeah, we did this." Like, just put it out there beyond any reasonable doubt. Say, "We have this." Why haven't we done that yet? That does kind of concern me a little bit. I don't see why we wouldn't do that. But who
Mhm.
knows? There we have apparently we're gonna shroud Japan in 5G. Again, I don't know the backdoor dealings, so I'll save the majority of this for since Twitter space tomorrow, but it is something that annoys me. I'm not saying that I've lost faith in Meta, but it does irritate me because we should be able to cut this stuff off at the pass and not let them manipulate the stock and basically spread FUD the way that they are.
Okay, I'm going to. What the is FUD? Because I know what it sounds like to me, but something tells me it's not.
FUD stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
Okay, so not what I was expecting it to be. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, not quite as dirty as you were expecting, Jensen.
I know what you're talking about. Dirty. When have I ever thought it was okay, maybe I did, but what the hell?
The best example I have of this, and I'll even pull it up right now just to settle things. But what this company essentially did, and this not company, this hedge fund, they came out and said all sorts of shit like, oh, they have a fake this, they have fake that,
Mm-hmm.
with no basis behind it, by the way.
Yeah.
And it kind of pissed some people off because they were bullshitting. And so I will go ahead and screen share real quick. I didn't even intend to get on this topic, but since we're on the topic, we might as well do it.
Yeah, topics are probably racist. You know it.
Oh goodness, Jensen.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So
Do I
my
mention this big ass black square in the middle? Yeah, okay, good. You are noticing this then.
okay. Yeah, so we already see this fake thing, under development glucose wise. So,
Mm-hmm.
we have this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go away.
Omnicorp, the corporation that cares.
But yeah, so it even states it's under development. So I don't understand why this is a thing, why people are concerned about that. So, but this is the one that really I find really funny.
Mm-hmm.
So products, I think it's this one, Meta Air. Yeah. So go away. Yeah, you can buy these.
What are we supposed to be seeing? Because I'm seeing the same thing that I've seen going for ages. Are we supposed to be seeing something different?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Give me a second.
Okay. Hey, Spud. Apparently, it's a thing that's a lie that might not be a lie that may be a lie, and it probably involves word racist somewhere along the statement. I'm not quite sure where, but it's bound to happen at some point. Ah, hello. Aha! We have glasses. He says with a question mark.
These are the laser reflective glasses.
Yeah, they look like basically a HUD system.
Well, for last I checked, they're about $1,000. But you know what? I'm just gonna see order now. I'm just gonna check.
If they are a HUD, that's going to be really funny.
Well, they do have some AR technology.
And there it is. Mm-hmm.
So, oh, we can do prescription. Okay, they've changed it from the last time I've looked at this. So they can do prescription lenses, laser filter, law enforcement. Oh yeah, laser strikes and aviations. So, all right, let's just look at. Oh, Huh, that's actually kind of cool. So, wait, so you can clip the glasses on and off? All
Cool.
right. I didn't even know that. Meta Air prescription lens insert was developed to be adaptable with any RX solution. RX carrier can be interchanged with a simple snap in motion at the frame nose area is equally easy to remove for fitting custom prescription lenses and cleaning by the user. Metal frame insert passes all A and SI prescription standards. Okay, yeah, they've updated this since last I looked at it.
Ooh.
Laser filter.
Wow.
Wait, choose filter? Okay, I'm curious. Okay, that's the 20. Let's look at the 40.
Darker.
Step index.
Ooh.
Has anybody Syntax, are you still there? Cuz I don't know if anybody's actually looked at this.
Yeah, you are noticing that you can actually adjust the left and the right hand side completely separate. So you could have one side showing one style of vision, the second side showing something slightly different. So how long before is it before you got, say, the left hand side showing, oh, I don't know, IR as
Okay, so we
infrared for
have
anyone who doesn't.
so on the right filter we have no filter.
Hmm.
So on the left we'll do 20
Hmm.
and we'll do 40.
Hmm.
Step index, color balanced.
Hmm.
Step index, color balanced. That's
Yeah, but no,
barely.
that's ancient history, man. It's all about getting cyber upgrades now. Didn't you know that?
Then we can do that's metamaterial color balanced. Oh wow, so that's basically just a dimmer. Oh, so there's you can filter out all sorts of different things with
And did
this.
you notice there's also a thing about choose sample image so you can look at different images if you wish?
Yeah, that all right. Uh I'm surprised I haven't seen anyone actually look at this because this is pretty cool. This is actually showing you what the lens filter actually does in terms of how it alters light waves and frequencies, and they're even showing you right here. This is actually pretty nifty. I like this.
Hmm.
So let's see if we're going to no filter on this one. So then 20 on that would look like this. 40 step index, color balanced, meta. I'm guessing this is something proprietary.
Probably.
And look at how much though it brings out the colors. It makes them pop though, but it still
Yeah.
dims the brightness.
Yep. You're probably right there, nerd. Probably right, mate.
All right, okay. How about something really bright? Oh my goodness.
Ouch.
So yeah, this would probably not be fun.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's the 40. That's the 20 step.
Syntax is here, she says.
Yeah, Sin, have Terry or Uncle Smokey or Sterling or Roller Pigeon seen this? Because this is actually pretty cool. Like I didn't even know they had this. Uh,
Mhm,
I'm gonna copy this and
mhm.
I will drop it in a Twitter DM to you syntax. But yeah, no, I didn't even know they had this on the website. This is actually pretty awesome. So just filtering out certain types of light. If I was a combat pilot, yeah, I would probably want certain light frequencies filtered out just to make my job more effective. Or even if I'm a commercial pilot and I'm trying to land on an island, this is this is actually pretty decent tech.
I'm just waiting for it to actually come up that it actually details how many points things are worth. Yeah, that's right. Targeting systems built into the glasses. Smart link. You know it's coming.
Well, they're already kind of working on something like that.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. It is really quite scary as a concept because think about it, okay? If they get glasses that you can adjust each view as you need to, you can have one of them so as it's laser tracking on one thing, other one set to IR so as it can see no matter what sort of darkness you've got, and then you give that to the soldiers. You have the weapons that are tied into it so as they will only fire on things that don't have the IFF that they've got. So you don't have to worry about shooting innocents. You only shoot the enemy.
Oh, and just because I just found it, I will
Mhm.
go ahead and show you this because
By the way, do I sound paranoid when I'm saying this, or what?
no. But there you go.
hmm Yeah. Wow. $1,000. hmm
But it reflects green laser, which I know
hmm
you know this, Jensen, but in case anybody else doesn't know, green laser is the light frequency that, blinds people.
hmm
It rather focused light wave, very difficult to reflect. But
I sound kind of aroused. You're not necessarily wrong, Miss Spud. I'm sorry, but I do love my cyberware, and knowing where things are going is really fun.
I'm just gonna leave this here because there's a reason I like this company.
I know,
I'm
Falcon, but that's the point. Imagine if they could actually have it that I mean, I know the guns are set so as they can track where the eyes are going as well. I understand that concept, but now imagine this on troopers, on standard ground troopers. That's my point. It's all well and good that they've got it in AH-64s, but imagine that on grunts. Think of the accuracy upgrade that that will cause. Suddenly,
well,
your troopers are hitting things that they have never even thought of hitting before. Go on, mate.
well, one of the things they're working on is not only with this type of reflective technology because it's a film. It's not even the glasses themselves. It's just the film that actually reflects the laser light. But they're also working on things that would be augmented reality. So,
Goku,
heads up display, that type of
Go-
stuff.
Goku, you need to go into DMs. Okay, you need
Oh
to.
boy. What do you
You
got for
need
me?
to. Just do it. Thank you very much, nerd. Thank you. And
Oh,
if that does not go up on air so as everyone can see,
I'm
it's
I'll
it's got to.
I'll be saving that. I do want to test this though.
hmm
I'm gonna
Add to
do
cart. Have you got a grand to play?
Oh, oh, okay. Well then, that that solves that.
yeah.
So, hey, Crystal Capital, what were you saying again? Just just making a point on stream, just making a point. I don't maybe it'll take them 6 months to a year to get me my laser reflective glasses, but the fact of the matter is, yeah, uh I'm pretty sure that article you wrote might be a little bit misleading. Just saying.
Scared yet?
Just saying. Anyways, I'll stop sharing that because that is my shill. And full disclosure, yes, I am invested in the company to the tune of 1,600 shares. This is not financial advice. I just like the company. We like the stock. Anyways, I will go ahead and share what you shared with me,
Because you just
Jensen.
have to, don't you?
It, I have to make sure that somewhere along the line, some salty hedge fund manager doesn't come and try to, get some proverbial revenge on me.
By the way, Nerd sent this picture. When you're ready, mate.
Well, I'm gonna put that up there for you, for your amusement,
Made.
Jensen.
I mean, does that or does that not say everything that needs to be said, people? Coronavirus, made in China.
It does.
If there is anything else that needs to be said, I cannot even begin to imagine what it is. Because, yeah.
Yeah, I I didn't even know it has a biohazard sign behind it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Goodness gracious. I love capitalism.
Yeah. It's something. I'm not quite sure what, but it's definitely something.
If you can't laugh at it, then what's the point?
Yeah. Coronavirus, made in China.
Where are they selling it, though?
I suggest you have a little chat with Nerd because it was him that sent me that picture, and yeah, it had to. It had to be sent to you so as you could share it, mate. It didn't it?
Oh, I bet you money that this has something with like a suction cup on the back so you could stick it to car windows.
More than likely. You know, that's how they're going to do the vaccine next. It'll be an olfactory vaccine, and it'll come out of these.
Just put a chip inside of this thing, and that's your Vax passport.
Yeah. You don't need to carry around your vaccine identity anymore. There's your proof. If you're wearing that, you're infected. Off
It's
to Mars
Looney
with you.
Tunes. It's
Mhm.
Looney Tunes. Oh, I love it. I want one. This is my Vax passport. What do you have?
Yeah, apparently you got it from Twitter. Nice one, dude. Thank you.
That was a good one. All
Hmm.
right, what else? What else did you send me?
No, that was it. You just
Oh,
needed
okay.
to see that.
All right, that was the only one. Okay,
Oh
good.
yes,
Thank
thankfully.
God. I can get rid of this now. Oh God, no, I need to. If I had $1,000 to buy your glasses, I would. But
You spend it all on the shares and piss off. Yeah.
actually, what did
You know,
they
they
say
should
in here?
send you one of those sets of glasses for free as you got all those shares.
You know, I'd be more than willing to try them out if they sent me a free pair. It's thousand
Hmm.
dollar pair of glasses.
To be honest, I wouldn't want those glasses. Literally, I would not want them. I want one that's three generations to come. Like I said, full smart system, full heads-up display, infrared, low light vision, and smart link.
And at the rate things are going, give it 2 years, I
Three
guess.
generations, mate. That's all it's going to take of that. Those glasses, I reckon. Assuming they, don't do something stupid. After all, getting the smart gun link on from the glasses to the gun will be easy. I mean, literally, that's just a bloody wire. And then you have the camera stroke laser launcher actually mounted onto the front of the gun, like a standard laser sight, and it will only fire where you tell it to via the link. Oh, I
I'm
do want a power armor helmet. There is, I can, well, actually, I want the full set power armor, but the helmet will do me for now. And no, I don't mean that pile of crap that you get on Halo or anything like that. I want a proper set of power armor, mate.
I mean, really, with the type of tech that we're talking about, if we're going to be serious about this,
Hmm.
the only thing you would have to be, you would have to find some sort of hardened chip,
Yeah.
so it couldn't be hacked, and it could actually stand up to battlefield conditions. But
Yep.
if you have that capability, really the only thing that you're looking at is you're gonna have to have either a very secure short form radio wave,
Hmm.
short form radio link, or you'd have to have a hard link. But if we're
Yep.
talking about a contained system, like basically a human,
Yep.
a hard link would be easy. You don't need it to be Wi-Fi. You just need wires, and that's really all you need.
Yep.
At
Like I
at
said.
Yeah, so at that point in time, you just need the display, the chip that is capable the chip in a, processor that's capable of processing at the appropriate speed, and then the proper program? Again,
Yeah.
it's not that far off.
Think about it, okay? Most of the tech you want has been in use in H64s for years. So all you have to do is shrink it down so it's man portable. You have the gun with a little thing on the palm that goes to a detector on the handle of the gun to lock it in. And once it's connected, there, gun's active. And then it's all done where you see the gun will only fire when you, or more point, the gun won't fire when you don't tell it to. It's a more accurate statement.
And that's the thing a lot of people don't realize about the, AH-64, and I believe it's the model I think it's the Echo.
Mm.
But you don't turn the gun, you look. It
Yeah.
You look where you wanna shoot, like, you don't turn a joystick, the
No.
gun points where you look.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that, and the thing is, we had that tech back in the '90s.
Yeah. Like I said, man portable, not long. Really, not long.
That's the reason I don't even feel, uncomfortable saying that is, again, this is, like, late '90s, early 2000s tech.
Hmm.
I don't even wanna know what we have now.
Oh, I can come up with so much stuff. Trust me on this. To be
Chances are it's
honest,
probably somebody sitting behind a desk and saying, I don't know.
got the no, no, dude. They're sitting there with a checklist going, yeah, we got that, got that, got that, got that. Oh, that's an idea. Got that, got that. That's what they're doing, and you know it.
Oh, somebody's sitting behind a desk somewhere just looking at their freaking iPhone and they have a special version of it and it's like that pops up a computer screen. It's like, oh, that's the drone 34789. Um, skip to Maloo, and then yeah, thing blows up.
Yeah. Are we paranoid? No, because it's real. But they'd never use that on people. That would be, well, just evil,
Oh,
wouldn't it?
they would never. Oh, wait.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, yes, they would never ever do anything like that.
And they would never be pointing a gun at the back of my head now, because that would be evil, honestly.
I am definitely not blinking twice.
Hmm.
Although ultimately, when you do think about it, from a technological advancement standpoint,
Yeah.
for the past, what about 3,000 years,
Hmm.
all major technological advancements have come from military. It
They always will.
and I mean that's the honest truth. Do you want to know why people went from making stone tools to bronze tools, and then from bronze to iron, then from iron
Hmm.
to steel? It it had nothing to do with, well, these tools aren't good enough to garden with. It's like, no, it's because people came with bronze swords and we needed, iron shields. And then from
Yeah.
iron shields came iron swords, and then et cetera, et cetera, things accelerate. It I mean, that is the primary driving factor of human technology is, unfortunately, the desire to kill each other or not be killed.
Actually, if you notice, look at the way you described it. Actually, the driving desire is actually defense, because you're always trying to upgrade your defense better than your target's offense. And of course, your target is trying to upgrade its offense greater than your defense. So it's a infinite of who's actually winning here.
Well, exactly. Until somebody achieves a undeniable technological advantage, it's just it's just a standoff. And the majority of societies, even when they do hit a point where, yeah, we could probably win due to technological advantage, we're still not willing to risk it. Also, it's not worth, you know, that many lives because even if the technology is that advanced, human beings aren't necessarily the most replaceable thing in the world.
I'm
You
sorry.
can you
No, whoa,
can
whoa, 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 whoa. Backspace. Say that again. Remember how many people there are on this planet?
yeah, but listen to what I have to say on this one.
Okay.
By comparison to, I don't know, building a jet or knowing how to build a jet or knowing how to forge a sword, you might be able to leave a book behind. But when it comes to having the skill set to do these things, yeah, human beings aren't exactly that replaceable. If you fight one war and you lose, you're set back at least 2 generations. And you'll be lucky if your enemy doesn't come in and actually take out the guys who actually know how to build your technologically advanced stuff, whether it's
Mhm.
a steel sword or a stealth fighter. That sets you back a long ass time. In the worst case scenario, you'll never recover. Human resources are the most valuable resource, second only to time. So that's the reason I think we're a lot more standoffish about getting into wars, is because, well, we don't want to bomb each other into the Stone Age. And I know that's kind of a trope, but it actually very much is possible. There's not exactly, I mean, let's be honest about it. How many people right now listening to us, or even take the largest YouTuber? Let's pick who's like a big gaming YouTuber. I don't watch gamers.
No, not a
Who's the
bloody clue.
blue-haired guy? Ninja.
Okay.
Uh, how many people watching Ninja? I think that's his name.
Hmm.
But how many? It doesn't even matter. How many people do you think watching a big Twitch streamer actually would know how to build an electric generator?
Hardly any of them. Now the question: how many gamers do you think it takes to operate an entire unit of drones?
One.
Wrong, because you can actually tie an entire squad to go in as a group unit, and you know they can.
I mean, technically, I only need one gaming PC to do it. But here's the
Yeah,
problem. What happens if you have no electricity?
uh, that's what you got generators for. But yeah, no, you are correct. Then
So,
again, if you have no electricity, it doesn't really matter what tech level you're at, as long as it's basically anything above tech level 6, which is industrial era. You
well, again,
need.
if I bomb you back to the Stone Age, or at least if I get rid of the majority of people who know how to do these types of things, are you really going to be that much of a threat to me?
No, that is true. I agree. But then again, that applies in all situations. If you can neutralize the enemy's capacity to cause you damage, of course you're going to win. That
Well,
is
the
that is that is a win situation.
the reason I bring up an electric generator is a very specific one because it's kind of a pivot point, because they're not that difficult when you understand how they work. And a generator can
Hmm.
also be a motor depending on how you put it together. Because
Yep.
there's only really 4 fundamental parts to it. You have the stator, which is just basically the the solid point that doesn't move.
Hmm.
You have the coil, you have the shaft, you have the turbine, and then you have the casing, which is what goes around it. The
Hmm.
only thing that's different behind a motor is that when the electric current runs through it, it turns the shaft. versus if the shaft is turning and the coil does not have a current running through it, it produces a current. That's it. So if there's electricity running through it, it turns the shaft, you have motion. Now you have your motor. Versus if the shaft is what's moving and the coil is what's stagnant, there's no electricity flowing through it, it generates electricity, now you have a generator. That's literally the only difference. What part is moving? And it's really fucking basic. Now, it can become much more complicated than that, and it is much more complicated than that. But on just a basic fundamental engineering level, that is the only difference. But I guarantee you, if you go watch anyone who's just playing Call of Duty on Twitch right now and ask them the same fucking question, they wouldn't know.
Agree.
Which is probably why we're falling behind.
Like I said, then I reckon the next war is going to be there. You are going to see a damn sight more drones used, and they're going to be used in a combat situation, not just as in UAVs. I'm talking literal drones, because a drone can have a pistol mounted to it. You might think, well, what good is that? Well, I don't want to break this to you, but you're creeping along in an urban environment, you hear a buzzing noise, and suddenly your mate's head explodes. A 9mm straight to the face. Even if if it hasn't killed them, that's you plus two others trying to remove his wounded body. That's basically 3 men. And then one of them gets shot.
Oh, and that's the whole point behind warfare right now is it's not about necessarily trying to kill the enemy. It's about, getting as many of them occupied and then off the battlefield as possible. I don't have to kill you. It's just I need to wound you so that 2 people have to take you off the battlefield. Now I got 3 people off the battlefield, so I'm now at a 1 to 3 advantage, or 3 to 1 advantage, depending on how you want to look at it. So 3 of your guys are wrapped up. You had 4. Now it's an even 1-on-1. One guy just took out 3. That's good odds.
Yeah. Like I said, now imagine this guy's sitting in his house with his little VR headset on. He's got half a dozen of these little drones buzzing around, and some of them driving around, because after all, ground-mounted ones fit larger weaponry. And suddenly, those 3 blokes that are carrying that one wounded guy, one of them gets shot in the leg. He now can't carry the guy. That 4th one that you still had in that little team now has to go back to take his place to help him and the wounded one get along. Because after all, technically, you could get back with 1 man and 1 man helping. And so you've just taken out 4 people for absolutely no loss whatsoever.
There is actually a book. I won't say who gave it to me, but I'll say it's someone who is very in the know when it comes to like military tactics and stuff like that. And it was written by 2 guys who are DARPA guys. It's a book called Ghost Fleet, and it was essentially a hypothetical how the next world war would play out. And the first 3 chapters essentially played out like this. The entire United States military satellite network gets shut down because the way they set up the scenario is someone on the International Space Station essentially sabotages it, and there's a it's a laser, but it's not a laser in the term that we would think about it. It's not a chemical-based laser. It actually is. It uses directed sunlight, but it is still a focused laser, and it just fries one segment of the United States communication array, which allows a container ship, your normal container ship, containing a bunch of very small drones to essentially swarm a port, knock
Mm-hmm.
out all the satellite relays, subsequently killing the whole relay. They don't have to destroy all the satellites, they just have to cut a link in the chain. And then by cutting that link in the chain, it allows them to cut that connection to the ground, thereby completely essentially disabling NORAD and rendering the entire United States Pacific Fleet useless because we can't communicate. We don't know what the hell's going on. And in the meantime, rather than engage the fleet, they just invade.
Mm-hmm.
And it essentially puts you on the defensive from there on out, even if they are technologically inferior. They now have the initiative, and we're essentially playing catch up. And now that they also have the technological advantage, they can also intercept our communications because our advanced communication line has been cut off. We have no choice but to revert back to a more archaic version of that, which they already know the algorithm. They already know how it works.
Mm-hmm.
They already know how to hack it. So they know what we're going to do before we do it. They're always one step ahead. And so the way that we actually end up defeating them is by basically going dark and going back to essentially an analog fleet where nothing is digitized and everything works analog. And you
Question.
basically bring back World War II era, World War II, 1960s, 1970s era warships, and you basically do the same thing to them, but with a fleet that doesn't have any digitized weaponry, and you have to go for the king, and
Mm-hmm.
then force them to really like, yeah, good job everyone, but yeah, they've got a gun to my head, so can we stop? Like, we surrender? Like, that's how you win. That's how you have to do it. You have to actually revert back to more archaic technology.
Did you ever watch a TV series by the name of Battlestar Galactica by any chance?
Mhm.
The latest one, as in.
I've seen the original and the latest.
Okay, so you saw the fact that that was exact what you described there is exactly what the Cylons did.
Pretty much, yes. That's
Okay, just checking. And yes, it does work.
that's the thing. You can have the most advanced technology in the world, but if you can hack it or if it's digitized, if it's networked, it doesn't work.
Hmm.
Somebody can always find a way to screw you over. Now, you
Yeah,
know what always works? Analog.
an axe. Hack 'em in the head.
Again, if it just involves a pump, a lever, and a gear, well, all I have to do is go chunk chunk.
In all
It,
fairness, go on, use your EMP on my bow and arrow. I bet I win.
and that's the whole point.
Ha ha! Twang! Idiot. It's simple as that. Your man standing there looking at half an arrow buried in his chest, and you're walking past with a big grin on your face. You win, he dies, the end. But anyway, you actually wanted to do this because you wanted to say things, and I derailed all of your conversations. So, do you want to do your saying of things?
I contributed to derailing that, and
True.
I actually forgot what I was originally going to talk about.
Tim Paul. Does that help?
Oh, oh, oh yeah, the whole thing between Tim Pool and RA.
Yeah. One moment. This is now the bit that most people are going to find boring. If you want to leave, we understand. Carry on, mate. Not saying you're boring. I'm saying that Tim Paul is. Just before you think I'm saying you are. No. Tim Paul is a boring twat. You're fine. Carry on.
Oh, and oddly enough, this probably won't. It's not like I really have a lot to say about this. It's just more of something to point out. When I was listening to the larger conversation between the two of them, I realized something. And I realized it also when I was looking when I've been talking to like Hoodservative or listening to Anthony Bryan Logan or even Hunter Avalon or even Vosh. Yes, I do occasionally listen to Vosh because I like to know what the other side is thinking. Something occurred to me. When Tim Pool and RA were having their spat with each other, RA is coming from the point of, well, this demographic as a whole has this sort of this challenge presented to them, which Tim Pool did not disagree with. He's like, well, yeah, I've experienced similar things as well, but he's coming from it as an individual, like on an individual basis. Both have a point. Yes, certain demographics have a certain stigma about them. If you look at them as just a demographic whole, yeah, you could say, oh, one group has it worse than the other group. You're not necessarily making a good point there, because just because the group as a whole, it doesn't mean that person A, B, C, and D all have it just as bad as A, B, C, and D. That's a very well, we're past the family-friendly 5 minutes. That's a basic bitch way of looking at things. You can say white person is white, so therefore white person has it good. They don't have it that bad, even though they're, I don't know, about to lose their house and grew up in a single parent household, and their dad beat their wife and beat them as a kid. Yeah, but you're white, so you're fine. Versus you can grow up as a black person and grow up like Colin Kaepernick, even though he's half black, half white. I know that, but he's oppressed. To say that either are equatable is absolute fucking nonsense. Just because of the color of their skin. Do people have it? Do people have it rough? Yes, they fucking do. To think that everyone has it rough simply because of a certain skin tone or sexual orientation or anything this or that, to try to paint people as a gigantic group or monolith and think that their individual fucking situation has absolutely nothing to do with it, is probably the most basic, childish, and immature way to look at things that I could possibly ever fucking see. And the reason I'm able to say this is because looking at Tim Pool, yeah, that kind of sucks, dude. I'd be pissed off too. Like, that shit would annoy me. And I can actually directly relate to it, because I have literally been pulled over by the fucking cops, had the cops open my door, unbuckle my seatbelt, and I've said, yeah, well, I'm going to call my lawyer. I've had the cop take the fucking phone out of my hand, take the battery out of the phone, put the back of the phone on the phone again, hand it back to me, and say, okay, go call your lawyer. Well, not shit I can do there. I have two options. I can either fucking punch the cop in the face and go to jail, or I can sit my fucking happy white ass down on the side of the curb and let them search my fucking car for the next 30 goddamn minutes. And then once everything is said and done, there ain't gonna be jack shit I can do about it. Why? Well, they didn't find anything, but did they do anything wrong? Well, I don't know. Did they? Ask the fucking DA. The moral of the story is, don't fucking assume that simply because somebody has a particular fucking skin color, or because they grew up in a fucking certain area, or because you perceive them to have some type of privilege or lack thereof, that their fucking experience is the same as yours. Don't also assume that because you have this perception that they do, unless you're willing to fucking sit down and listen to what their particular individual experience is, don't fucking sit there and say, oh, well, you're white, or you look white, or you're black, or you look black, that they had a particular fucking experience. Because I guarantee you're probably going to make a fucking ass out of yourself. Just because you're white doesn't mean you fucking grew up a rich fucking hoity-toity, everybody's my, little fucking nanny type of fucking privileged little fucking asshole. I guarantee you, it ain't like that. Also, the same way, just because you see somebody who's black, even if they dress a certain fucking way, doesn't mean that they grew up in the fucking ghetto. Maybe you should take the fucking time to talk to people, get to know them, learn what their fucking learn their fucking experience, learn where they fucking came from, learn what made them who they are right now, treat them as a fucking individual, as just fucking making assumptions. Just to fucking make assumptions about people is fucking obnoxious. So I don't want to hear anyone saying, "Oh, I'm black, therefore I'm oppressed," or "Oh, I'm white, therefore I'm privileged." If you haven't taken fucking 5 minutes to sit down and fucking talk to somebody, I don't want to hear you make assumptions like that, because you're the fucking presumptuous prick in the situation. Even if it does so happen, yeah, I came from a fucking ghetto bullshit fucking situation, or I came from a fucking rich privileged situation. To assume that just because somebody looks a certain way, yeah, that makes you the fucking prick. So, do I like Temple? Not really. I think he's kind of. He's not as smart as he comes across. He's very safe. He plays things very safe, which is the smart way to play it, but it's not the proper way to engage in an actual fucking conversation. He plays it smart until he fucking gets pissed off, and that's exactly why Temple got pissed off. Is because somebody finally pushed back and actually forced him to, instead of playing fence sitter, where the fuck do you actually come from? Which I'll give RA credit on that one. Even if he was acting emotional, especially for a fucking 40-year-old dude, at least it forced Temple to fucking put his money where his mouth is and actually say something about himself and his background. But credit where credit is fucking due. But to assume that someone is a certain thing or acts a certain way, nah, that just makes you a fucking idiot. I've met plenty of fucking people who want to act ghetto as fuck, act like they're fucking hard, grew up on the streets, and then you go and see where the fuck they came from, and it's like, bro, your fucking family lives in a freaking $8,000 house. Your dad drives a fucking Porsche. And dude, I've known people like this. Like, they dress like they're ghetto, they talk like they're fucking ghetto, they act like they're fucking hard. Motherfucker, your dad has a fucking 911 Turbo, and you want to be a fucking rap artist, and you have an entire room in your basement with fucking turntable and fucking mixing equipment and fucking recording equipment that is worth like $10,000.
When did you meet my mate Tyler?
Dude, I knew people like this. They would make their own fucking rap albums and try to sell them. It's like, dude, you have a fucking literal studio in your fucking basement. When I grew up as a fucking kid, I still remember to this fucking day. In Patrick Henry Mall back in fucking Norfolk, Virginia, me and my fucking mom would walk down the fucking street, or walk down the fucking, down the corridor in the fucking mall. And she would pick up change because we were that fucking dirt poor. We were poor as fuck. I grew up in a fucking single family household. My dad was fucking Navy. He was a fucking Navy pilot. My parents got divorced when I was like 3. My mom was a court reporter and didn't make shit for money. I grew up poor as fuck. So I don't want to hear a goddamn person say, "Oh, well, you're white, so you're privileged." Motherfucker, shut the fuck up. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I can understand why Temple got pissed. Don't assume that I'm fucking privileged or I have some sort of, I have it better than somebody else because of the fucking color of my skin. Motherfucker, you don't know a goddamn thing about me. Don't make fucking assumptions. At least you make yourself look like a fucking asshole. I might have grown up poor, but I'm not a fucking idiot, unlike you. And I've had a lot of people make assumptions like that. And it pisses me the fuck off. That was what I wanted to fucking say.
Okay. You're not wrong, by the way, just so you know. I agree with you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. That shit is personal. I don't talk about that shit a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I remember walking through the fucking mall. And we would fucking leave with freaking change in our hands.
Yep.
And we wouldn't have enough money to buy a fucking pizza from the freaking I don't even Saboro, whatever the fuck the name of the freaking pizza joint is, where you can get like, at the time it was like you could get a slice of pizza for like 80 fucking cents. Yeah, we were poor as fuck.
Yeah. I know. Is what it is, unfortunately. But I mean, look at this way, okay? The way they're making it sound that if you're black, you're poor, and if you're white, you're rich. Well, and I don't mean this to be nasty, but let's look at Dodge. You couldn't really call him rich by any twisting of reality that you could possibly imagine.
Oh, dude, I'll be honest. Dodge was poor.
Yeah.
Like, he was.
And now let's oppose this with, oh, I don't know, Oprah Winfrey.
Mhm.
Do
Probably
I?
one of the, and I'm
Yeah.
I both love and hate the fact that you brought up Oprah, because not only is she one of the richest fucking women on the planet, she's one of the most rich black people on the fucking planet, and she's also one of the most entitled fucking assholes on the planet.
Yeah. But she's actually got less power than Dodge, apparently.
Apparently.
You know how she gets invited pretty much anywhere that Obama and his little group went? Yeah, no power whatsoever.
Yeah, I only have my millions upon millions of dollars that I just can't seem to figure out what to do with. I'm so oppressed. I can't spend all this money. Someone help me, please. I have all this money and people are paying attention to me and I'm rich and I'm famous and I don't know what to do. Hey, shut the fuck up, you vapid, self-serving fucking cunt.
You have a car. You have a car. Fuck it. Everyone can have a car. You're all going to be tax driving cars now. I
Gee, I
want to
want.
think about that.
Yeah, gee, I wonder who got a fucking deal with a certain automobile manufacturer.
Can't
Hmm.
imagine. Hmm.
Although, to be fair, if they're all being taxed on it, it's not going to the auto manufacturer, it's going to the fucking government. I wonder
Yeah.
I wonder whose pocket she's in.
Hmm.
Think about that one.
Not. I would not be suggesting that in any way, shape, or form. Not at any point did I say anything like those words. Hey, Susan.
Oh, I'll say it.
Hmm.
She got a deal with a fucking auto manufacturer, a bank, and also someone who's sitting in fucking Congress. But they can't do that, so instead they go through a charity or nonprofit or a super PAC instead.
Yeah.
And guess where your tax money goes for your free car that you have to pay taxes on that makes them richer and you poor. But enjoy your free car.
Yeah.
They're all fucking crooks, let's be honest.
It's good, isn't it?
The whole thing's a fucking Ponzi scheme.
But don't forget, she's oppressed.
That's right. She's oppressed, and also I'm a conspiracy theorist, and also I'm privileged, even though
Yes.
I'll never be worth the amount of money that she is, even if I had 5 lifetimes to live.
No offense, mate, and I mean this with nothing but love. I want that stated right now. She's probably spent more on a meal than you're going to actually get access to, and I know the sort of money that you can get access to. But
To
you
be
know
fair,
this money
to be
she
fair,
spends.
to be fair, by the time I hit 60,
Hmm.
my entire net worth will probably be worth the most expensive meal she's ever eaten.
Yeah, bad, isn't it? And yes, Susan, we are talking about the windbag.
Although It will be fun to see how things continue to play out because I don't know. It seems like the foundation is crumbling a little bit because the debt cattle seem to be waking up to the fact that you're you're going to live your life in poverty because you're never going to be able to pay off that debt. And by the way, that debt that you're paying to people, it's going to the people that you're electing. It's paying their salaries, and they're extracting money from you to determine how to spend it, which further impoverishes you, which prevents you from rising further up the ladder and prevents you from having financial independence, and only solidifies their not only their power but their financial superiority over you. Thus,
And why is it that they're trying to stop people from working again so as everyone gets everything they ever want off the government? I just can't understand that. I just must be confused.
oh, because it's free.
Mm,
It's definitely free. The Jensen, don't you understand? As long as the rich pay their fair share,
mm.
everybody will be on welfare. Everything is free. No one has to pay any taxes, and you'll be
Um,
forever poor, and
did
you'll
you
be
hear?
happy.
Did you hear what Elon Musk said recently? Next year, he's going to be paying more in taxes than pretty much anyone else on this planet.
Actually, somebody sat down and put together how much taxes he's going to be paying between Tesla, the Boring Company, SpaceX, and then his personal taxes from his stock sales.
Hmm.
It's something like $6.8 billion
Well, that'll buy one senator, maybe.
from one dude. Like
Yeah,
$6.8 billion in 1 year from one guy.
and he's the bad guy. Don't forget that.
Yeah, but he's not paying his fair share, Jensen.
I
Hey,
know.
he created. Look at how many jobs Tesla created. Look at uh, what SpaceX is doing. Look at all this green technology. I
Yeah, but
we want to get rid of fossil fuels and everything, right?
dude, not everybody at his workplace is a trans, female, disabled, or sorry, differently abled, Muslim. What was the other thing? I can't remember. Did I get all of them?
I
Lesbian. We'll
don't
call
even
we'll
know.
call it lesbian just to get the extra bonus points. That's got to be worth about 50 points now, isn't it?
I've stopped trying to keep track of the oppression Olympics point ladder. It's always changing and it's never ending.
Yeah.
But yes, Elon Musk, the I'm gonna pay almost $7 billion in taxes, have created the largest electric car company in the world. Uh, Literally trying to colonize fucking Mars. It
Stop saying colonize.
oh, I'm sorry. Seed? Can we say seed? Is seed okay?
Seeding doesn't sound quite so colonial.
We're trying to humanize Mars.
That's possibly racist. Literally.
We're trying to Zer Mars.
That's probably close enough. You might be allowed to get away with that.
We're we're trying to Zemanize Mars. Does that
I'll let that
work?
one go. I'll let that go for now, but we may have to come back to that one. We may have to circle back round.
Um, Jensen.
What? What? Didn't say nothing. Weren't me? Hmm.
I'll I'll let that one go for now. But yes, this one, and I will use the term properly.
Hmm.
This one African American man
Yeah.
has created more jobs and more wealth for the United States and its citizens than the United States government has in the past 20 fucking years. Minimum. And I'm being really generous by stopping it at 20. It's probably closer to 30 or 40. You want to know the only way the United States has generated that much wealth and that many jobs?
Mm-hmm.
Is when we go to fucking war.
Yeah. Yeah. Bad,
This
isn't it?
man this man on the other hand developed a bunch of electric cars that a bunch of posh assholes fucking buy, which, oh, by the way, they're not really that environmentally friendly, and Elon Musk knows that. He's made at least one or two jokes pointing that point out. But he's also, making self-landing rockets.
Yes.
Like, NASA couldn't do that.
Let's be fair, NASA was a joke.
Oh, yeah, it was. NASA was just there to fucking fast track beating the Soviets to the moon. That's really all there was. It wasn't there to create advanced technology. It was just there to cross the finish line first.
Oh, talking about that, MC and I are considering doing a show. I don't know if you'll be interested in it. Everyone else might be listening, might want to take notice as well. We're going to be discussing a what if. Well, over the series, a series of what ifs. And one of them will be, what if America didn't win the space race?
I would actually be interested in that because I can tell you exactly what would happen.
No, in that case, me, you, and MC need to have a little chat because I want that. I really want that to be a show. Another one I've come up with is, what if JFK wasn't killed, but his wife was? The shooter missed and got her instead. What difference would there be? Literally,
Slightly more
alternate
difficult.
universe, but not quite.
Slightly more difficult to speculate on as opposed to the previous.
Of course. We don't want to make it easy. That's the point. But we don't want to make it insanely dumb. I mean, the obvious one of like, what if someone killed Hitler? Well, yeah, there's a ridiculous amount of things that could have happened instead. But if you go to more modern things and just what if little changes.
See, the best one you could do, I forget the name of the individual, but it was the individual credited with making the silicon microchip.
Mm-hmm.
What if that individual was Russian?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what won the space race.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the advancement of technology, it was miniaturization. The problem with those large Russian rockets, yeah, they worked. They were just so
I agree,
big.
Susan.
They were just so big that they couldn't get out of atmosphere efficiently, and they would hit atmospheric friction. They would often hit mechanical problems. They'd break up, they'd blow up. The only reason the Saturn V actually worked is because it was small enough to, not explode.
Mm-hmm. And here's the shortest what if for you. Are you ready for this? What if Yoko Ono was shot instead of John Lennon? Do you know what happened? Absolutely nothing except there's been a party.
I thought there already was a party.
No, she survived. That's the problem. It all went downhill. But yeah, that's the thing is, okay, jokes aside now, they are the sort of what ifs. I mean, literally something as simple as when Elvis Presley is going to go and actually take his first go on stage. What if he's late and doesn't get to go on? What changes would there be?
There's a lot of possibilities behind that one.
Yeah, there is, isn't there? Because it's not too extreme an event, but yet the side effects from it would produce insane changes.
Oh, now you got me thinking.
Mm-hmm. But what do you think? Do you like the idea of that as a show? Because he knows his history. I'm good at coming up with what ifs, and then we go from there. Do you think you might be interested in joining in something like that?
Well, I'm considering the idea of what if Julius Caesar actually joined with Gaul?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Matt's come up with an idea. What if Michael Jackson stayed black? No, no, you're laughing,
No, but no,
but
it's a good point that culturally it actually is significant.
yeah, the Buddy Holly thing. What if he didn't get on that plane? Or more to the point, what about if that plane had just been grounded that day? The pilot was ill. They all couldn't take off. What change would that cause? What would today's music be like without these people? You see what I mean? It it can be the absolute most minor of things, but it's the possible end changes into the modern society, and that's the point of it. We want to think about what changes would occur now.
Hmm.
We're not worried about the future. The future, hey, let's be honest, we could all be hit by a space rock and all die. So let's not worry about the future. But from when X happened to now, what changes would there be? Okay,
Yeah,
just thought. You interested?
yeah. No, I'm already thinking it.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget mention that to Syntax if she likes the conspiracy concept. That show should be pretty much built for her, shouldn't it?
I don't know if she's big on history, but I know she likes conspiracy theories, or at least
Yep.
she's interested in them, at bare minimum.
Mm, yep.
See, I'm just thinking, what if 1930s Japan entered in an oil and coal agreement, trade agreement with the United States? They wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
even need the steel; they could get that from Manchuria,
Yep.
which means Germany would have been utterly crushed.
Yep.
But you never would have seen the rise of communist Russia either.
Nope. Life gets really interesting, doesn't it? What if, when Germany turns around to Britain and says, "Why don't you join us? Who cares about Poland?" We go, "Yeah, screw 'em," and join.
Yeah, we easily could have seen ourselves as the dictatorial global
Mm-hmm.
rulers, or
Yeah.
more
Well,
specifically, the authoritarian global rulers.
now wouldn't that make for a really interesting world all of a sudden? I mean, there is one obvious, simple one. What if Christopher Columbus died? The ship sunk. Never got to the Americas. Never found the New World. Just imagine the changes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or how about something real simple, okay? What if South America and the Central and North America weren't actually joined? That tiny little piece of land, what about if it sunk X thousand years ago and no humans got to South America? Can you imagine the creatures there would be on there?
All right, you've already got my mind working too far.
Yeah, just throwing that one out there, hoping that you might be interested and perhaps others might be interested as well. This is something I do want to discuss and actually get going. MC likes the idea, but I reckon it's one of those I'm just going to have to go. Nope, today we're doing this. Get ready.
No, yeah, that's gonna be a wild one because there's no real way that you're gonna be able to pre-plan for it. It's just,
Hmm.
hey, here's history. Let's tweak this one aspect and go.
Yeah. You're not actually necessarily that far off with it, Matt, but maybe not an automaton, but imagine if he had the capacity to map his brain onto a, for want of better, a clone, a constructed humanoid. How about that for a thought for you? But I'm thinking the new year. What do you think? Good idea for a show?
Hey, that sounds good to me.
Thought so. Thought you might like it. Because after all, MC and Dodge used to do that history show, and I'm not a fan of history. I'm more of a fan of what if. Okay, I can what if until the middle of next week. I really can.
Well,
So
to be fair, my favorite series of Marvel comics has always been the What If series.
okay,
Or I don't know if you've read them.
no,
So the What If series, they take Marvel stories and they're doing exactly what you're describing. My favorite one is the What If version for Age of Ultron.
mm-hmm,
So, in Age of Ultron, yeah, Ultron gets defeated, blah blah blah.
mm-hmm,
In Age of Ultron, one character wakes up, all the Ultron robots have taken over the world. He's the only person left alive. It's Hank Pym, the guy who created Ultron.
mm-hmm,
Ultron bots are constantly hunting him down. They inevitably capture him, bring him to the main area where like Ultron Prime is, and Ultron Prime mocks him and this and that, and then starts torturing Hank Pym. And then at the end of the comic, Hank Pym realizes he's not just Hank Pym, he's Hank Pym, but kept alive in an Ultron body, like a robot body. And
so yeah,
and then
what if?
Ultron memory wipes him and then basically lets him loose to go hunt him down again just so he can continuously torture him. It's the closest you can get to I have no mouth and I must scream, except
Mm-hmm,
instead of being forever trapped, he just wipes your memory, lets you go, goes hunts you back down, brings you back, splits you open, puts the mirror up to you and goes, "You're an Ultron robot too," and then you freak out to the point where you literally get amnesia. It's not like Ultron even wipes his mind; it's so shocking to him that he himself gets amnesia, and then Ultron gets bored, tosses him aside, and then the cycle repeats. It it's
yeah,
pretty fucked.
yeah. And hey, I'm gone. So yeah, I think it'd be quite interesting doing this sort of show. It's just the tiniest change that could lead on to who knows what, and it would be a who knows what. So many people are going to think we're going to go back into the ancient past, and oh, wouldn't it? What changes would there be if so and so didn't happen? Actually, nowadays, not as much as you think. But you take anything in the modern era, for instance, Steve Jobs. If he decides, you know what, Apple's bloody stupid idea, I can't be bothered, I'll go on something else. Now there's no Apple.
Well,
What changes will there be?
Jensen, you realize if you're bringing up the idea of doing what ifs,
Hmm.
we could get really cheeky with this.
I plan to. Hmm.
Oh, I,
Just, just saying.
I beg to ask,
Hmm.
what if there was only 52 instead of 53 genders?
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. Everyone knows that there's more than that. Okay, don't be silly. The world would end, and you know it. But you see my point, though. Okay, it's going to be interesting. That's all.
Oh,
Just go on.
well, what if there was never Microsoft?
Yeah.
There it that could actually get scary.
In all fairness, if there was no Microsoft, you'd probably find that Apple would end up being where Microsoft is now, and there will be something to take Apple's place.
Well, imagine if Gopher took the place of Microsoft. And that's a really old, like,
Wow.
yeah.
Hmm. Okay. That could be. something. I don't quite know what, but yeah. You see, this is my point, okay? It's little changes that lead on to wow moments. I mean, obviously, you've got the what if X was assassinated or what if X wasn't. For instance, MLK missed and he survived. Hit the guy next to him. Don't matter who it was. Okay? What change would there be?
You mean like, what if Nicki Minaj was a makeup salesman instead of an artist?
Yeah.
J-
What
Just saying.
if? Yeah. What if AOC decided that nah, I can't be bothered to go to run
Oh,
for Senate.
what if AOC actually pursued a career in economics?
No, no, we're talking about things that could happen, not completely ridiculous subjects. Don't be silly. Okay. Though equally, what if AOC became president?
Oh, that's just terrifying.
Okay. So while we're laughing, there is also the other side of what if.
What if Stacey Abrams didn't love that chicken from Popeyes? And I'm
Hmm.
allowed to say that because I love that chicken from Popeyes. So fuck you, YouTube, and fuck you, Susan.
Mm-hmm. Hey, who knows? We might get Popeyes as donations. You never know. But
Hey, the Popeyes spicy chicken sandwich is damn delicious as far as fast food spicy chicken sandwiches go. And if you disagree with me, you're wrong, but you're allowed to have your opinion, even if your
mhm,
opinion is wrong.
fair. But nonetheless, I am going to bring it to an end here. I just wanted to put out the possibility of what we might be doing. I suggest we have a little chat about it at some point.
Wait, hold on, Jensen. I have
Yeah,
one more question.
go on.
What if Omegon's ship is actually tilting forwards instead of backwards?
It is. I don't know what world you're looking at, but it is tilting forward, mate. You're just looking at it from the wrong direction. That's the problem.
The Immaterium is one hell of a drug.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you have nothing more idiotic stroke intellectual to say, I will say, I hope. Mind fucked from home gone. You're not wrong there, mate. You see what I mean? We come up with the most weird ideas. We really do. Anyway, ladies, gentlemen, or whatever you want to call yourself, I hope you had fun listening to us drivel on. And who knows? See you next time. We might even come up with something sensible for novelty factor.
Good luck with that.
Yep. See you later, Doku. Bye bye.
Mer.